Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Aquarian Mind podcast. Today's podcast, episode number 149. I'm your host, Jamel Crothers. It's Wednesday, Motivation Inspiration. And yeah, this is an important one today. Living a life of monotony. And a quote from Edith Wharton. Beware of monotony. It's the mother of all deadly sins. So, let me take a guess. You live a vicious cycle of Monday through Friday, right? It's the grind all the time. Well, I won't even get into how school is structured to prepare you for that vicious cycle in corporate America because, well, that won't do me much justice in this podcast. But what I will say is, it's your life and you can change it. But it's totally up to you to change your ways. See, you have to pay rent or mortgage, school loans, car payment, car insurance, food, gas, electricity, take care of your kids, if you have any. And in the midst of it all, try to find some sanity and have fun. Great. Congratulations. Welcome to adulthood. There's a difference between literally, being stuck and knowing that what you're dealing with doesn't have to last forever. Because breaking the monotony and routine of your life is very easy. Start working on your goals. It's that simple. Whatever your goals are, it can be done. You can tell me you have kids and it's hard to find time to do things. Bad news for you is if you tell anyone that and someone knows someone who has kids and finds a way to work towards their goals, then guess what? You're just making up an excuse. Now, if you're living for weekends and vacations, well, your life is monotonous, and that's how it will be until you change it. Because if you take the time to realize that you work on average about 46 to 50 weeks a year, you really don't have time for yourself. Now think about doing that for a large percentage of your adult life. Let's say, give or take, you start working at the age of 22 and you choose to retire at 65. That's 43 years of your life. Looking forward to Friday and dreading Mondays. And let's not forget living for those extra days off, a few major holidays that you get every year. What? Thanksgiving, Christmas, Martin Luther King Day, which I actually learned not all companies give people that day off. Memorial Day, Labor Day, 4th of July, Veterans Day. Some companies don't get that. So, let's say, give or take, you get about 6 or 7 holidays out of the whole year. Average employee has about 2 weeks of vacation. And even if you have 5 weeks of vacation, you're working 47 out of 52 weeks a year. Think about that. And I know the dynamics of the world has changed. So, a lot of people are working from home now. And, some people go in the office once a week or twice a week. It's a rarity that a lot of people are going into the office 5 days a week. But some people are, but not everyone. Now, if you work, in construction, that's different. If you're a doctor, a lawyer, an engineer, that's a whole different dynamic. It's a different story. Information technology, things like that. I mean, even IT people work from home now. But that's a whole nother story for another time. And that's a wonderful thing. I'm not saying it's a negative thing. So anyway, you can't blame anyone but yourself for putting yourself in that position. I mean, now if you're perfectly fine with that life, great. You can't complain though, because it's the life that you chose and, well, what you signed up for. But it's just not too late to change your goals, your focus, and what you want to accomplish. mean, I didn't change my focus until, well, I was 32. Imagine if I did another 10, if I just, figured it out 10 years earlier and I realized the structure of the world, and I would have thought to myself, well, don't think this is going to quite work for me. But what I will say is I majored in communications and things of that nature. So I did work in the media for a while, the media space. So my hours were a lot different than what people are dealing with now. And then I worked in retail and I was a basketball referee. So I never really had normal working hours. Maybe after college, I had the 9 to 5 for like, I think 9 months. But ever since then, I've always had a different schedule. So, right now, I'm in that, 9 to 5 scheduled kind of realm, but I really do 8 to 6 Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday currently, and then 9 to 6 Thursday, and that's my 35 hours. Sayonara. I'm going to go enjoy my weekend. But anyway, a lot of times you're going to spend your days trying to make up for lost time since you're always on the go. But now I'm more mentally focused than I'll ever be at this point in my life. So for me, it's now or never, go hard or fall short. And I really have no intentions of falling short. So for me, my work's going to get done. The grind's going to continue well into next year and the following year and plenty of other years ahead. So the reality that we face is that we are on this grind every day. And, it's a constant, push our bodies to the limit. And the reality of it is I've slowed down a lot these days. And you have to ask yourself, what's more important? Your mental, spiritual, emotional, and, are you more concerned about that aspect of your health, or are you more concerned about your finances? And I know we're in a world right now, as you're listening to this, we're in this like 8% inflated world right now. And, you're probably working for a company where you got a 3% pay raise and you're thinking like, well, I can just leave and go get a 10% pay raise and that will change the landscape of my life. But I will always say, do what makes you happy. I tell people that all of the time. So let's get out of the monotonous life. Let's change up our routines. Let's start doing things differently. Let's find a job that excites us. Matter of fact, let's find a career that excites us. Job and career, two totally different things. Job is what you do. You clock out, you go home. Career, you're a little bit more focused. You love what you do. You're willing to work some long hours from time to time, but you still have balance in your life. And monotony is the killer of all dreams. It's the killer of all the things that you want to do with your life. I know people who are talented as hell in so many different things, but you know what? They live a life of monotony. They are perfectly, they have settled themselves into a comfort of a set salary. They're going to pay their bills, take care of their business, go on a trip or two a year, and that's it. That's life to them. I know plenty of people like that. But it's not me. And it shouldn't be you either, especially if you're talented and you're gifted at something, right? There should be something that drives you every day. There should be something that will push you to the limits that you can never think of ever in your life. So find your joy, find your happiness, get out of this monotonous life that you're living. Even on the weekends, do something different than what you would normally do. Like if you're constantly running and going and this and that, don't even do it. Lay your butt down, listen to some music, do something different. I try my best to do different things. I try to change my workouts at the gym to break out of that monotony. I go to the pool different days. Some days, some Fridays I go to the pool. Some Fridays I don't. Sometimes I bike ride 6 miles and play basketball. Sometimes I don't. Sometimes I go to the gym at 10. Sometimes I go at 10:30. Sometimes I go at 11 on the weekends. It's just to break the monotony of doing the same things over and over and over again. And that's what I need you guys to do. I need you guys to stop thinking like, okay, this is my life and this is what it is and this is what it's set in stone. It's not. You get to wake up whenever you get to wake up in the morning, you get to make certain decisions for yourself in your life. And also your children's, if you have children. So don't give your children something to look at and think that's what life is. Constantly grinding, constantly working, constantly doing, the same monotonous things, because what your kids see is what they will emulate. And I was heading down that road and realized, nope, can't do that. Can't be like them. Can't be like the rest of the world. So motivate yourself to change the routine. Break out of the monotony. Start thinking for yourself and stop thinking that if you change your ways and you decide to do things with your life that people will stop liking you. Because the reality of it is the majority of the world don't like you anyway. That's just reality. People play a role in your life. Just, know what it is and understand it. Anyway, I think that's going to be good enough for me as far as this podcast for today. Change up your life. Do something that's going to excite you. All right, guys. I'm heading off. I thank you guys for listening to my podcast. As always, stay tuned for Book Insight Friday. Be good, everyone, and go accomplish your goals.